learn the irregular verb fio this week. There is a page on this in your chart book so that you can look at them when you're doing your homework, and you can even open it now and take a look. So fio, fieri, factu, sum. It means to occur, to happen, to be made, or to be done. And this verb looks a little like a deponent verb because there's three principal parts, but it's not a deponent verb. It's a very common irregular verb that the Romans use in place of the passive of the present system, facio, facere, feci, factus. So in other words, facio, facere, feci don't get turned into passive. You use fio, fieri, and factu, sum forms instead. So fio is active in form, but it also has the passive meanings to be done and to be made. So facio means I make, right? It is active, and fio is I am made. If you remember how to tell if something is a passive, we add by zombies to the end of it. And if we can do that, then it's passive. I made by zombies completely works. So this is the passive forms. Now, the present system forms resemble a third conjugation IO verb. So here's our entire present system of tenses. So if you look, it is und, right? Third conjugation IO, that's how we do it. Imperfect is totally normal. Future has iam, yes, yet. Yemos, there's an extra I in there. All right, so the present subjunctive is also very regular. If you remember, let's beat that giant, you'll see where this IA comes in, right? Pretty easy. The odd one is the subjunctive imperfect, as we have to form it, remember, from the infinitive. So the infinitive is fieri, but in this case, we drop off the I, we add an E instead, and then the regular subjunctive endings MST, mus, tis, nt. The only thing to remember is that the I gets changed to an E, and there's our present subjunctive forms. So fio can act as a linking verb and trigger a predicate nominative. So if I said Kaiser imperator fit, there we go, there's our word. Caesar is made general. So again, we have the passive, or Caesar becomes general. So here's an example with just one nominative. So here we go. Caesar is the nominative here, imperator is the nominative, and this works like a linking verb. Here's an example with just one nominative, and there's a hortatory adjussive subjunctive, fiat, which means let. Do you remember? Let light be made. Passive there. Let light come into being. All right, now here's one more sentence using the perfect tense. And factus est here acts like a linking verb here as well. So acts like a linking verb. Marcus is made king. So it's in the perfect system. Factus est. Marcus is a nominative. Rex is a nominative. And it acts like a linking verb. Now, the last principal part looks passive and is translated as passive. Okay? So there isn't a third principal part like the third principal part we normally use as the basis for perfect, pluperfect, and future perfect. We use the last principal part instead. Now, look at I've given you some examples here. Factus sim, factus sist, factus sit. It's pretty easy. I've given you some examples of perfect and perfect passive. So, hints in translating. When you see the active present system form of fio, remember the passive force options of be done, be made. When you see the passive perfect systems form of factus est, factus erat, factus sit, etc., remember the options has become, had occurred, etc. We'll work on this translating some a little bit more in class, but I wanted you to be ready for it now.